Yo, what is good, Aces family? So today we're going to be running up another video breaking down a BTC trade for you guys that was called out in our group chat. So once again, guys, comment, like, subscribe, put your notification bells on. And yeah, just going to be providing more and more investing content for you guys. So I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Take it easy. Deuces. Bye-bye. Yo, what is good, y'all? What is good? So we're going to go ahead and break down this BTC trade. So what we looked for was BTC shorts as we started to approach this high. And the reason for this trade was really simple. We had seen price reject from this previous supply zone. When we zoom into this, 1 hour, we can see here we have a nice buy to sell candle. So that's that final institutional candle that we want to look at. One of the things that really interested me the most was seeing how clear and obvious this trend line was that got just absolutely wrecked here. Really just liquidity generation, right? We see the swipe of that liquidity, and then we basically end up seeing a break to the downside, right? So rather than us going low to high, we end up breaking down, coming below the previous low, right? Seeing that, right, was really the main, thing that had me looking at BTC. And so when we have a setup like this one where we see the initial reaction from that supply zone, what we can look to do is we want to see, price retrace back. We want to see signs of manipulation here on the smaller time frame to then see that next push to the downside, right? That would basically be the higher time frame idea. Now, if you find some lower time frame trades, right, which is what we want to do, we can basically find some pretty incredible entries that can basically give us the opportunity to, take profit early before we actually, potentially see that full move, right? So obviously, just in case we do see, reversals, or, whatever might happen, we've obviously already taken some profit off the table. We paid ourselves, right? So now at the time of taking the trade was basically New York session open. So right here was around where I called the trade out within this high. Okay, so within my group chat, right? So I'll go ahead and pull up the chat. At my initial trade for BTC was called out right here, right? So we had it at 9:37 a.m. So just after New York open, we were looking for sells, and we can see the exact setup that we were talking about, right? And us starting to come into that zone. And so we were just putting our stop loss above the previous manipulation, right? Our first target, obviously being that initial liquidity that was built up here so that we can already see. So right here was that initial liquidity, right, that we were looking at, basically very impulsively at New York open, seeing that push to the upside, right? So we can see right here very impulsively we're having that push to the upside. That's why I decided to pull the trigger on the trade, right? And so, again, just willing to risk above the high and potentially looking for this liquidity to get taken as well as this liquidity down here. After our entry, we had a nice reaction, and then we created all of these equal lows right in here, right? So again, it's really just another hint that we're going to see price come lower because, these lows that are being created, they're not solid lows, right? They're really just liquidity. It's not like we're seeing signs of manipulation that are bringing price higher, right? We're actually just seeing, retail buyers really just entering into the market, right? So it's kind of giving us confirmation that we could potentially see the reaction from this 30-minute candle just by that type of price action alone, right? So after we saw the highs get taken, right, we can see how we had from there some volume divergence, right? So we can see right here, this 5-minute candle was created. So you see this last up candle before the down move, right? We end up having a 1-minute break in structure right here after this 5-minute candle, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put an arrow. So this is our 1-minute break in structure. Obviously right now we're on the 5-minute time frame, but you can still see it, right? And so right here we have break in structure. All right. And so, we can see how we had this previous high right here, and we just created this higher high. But when we look at the volume right here, you can see at the bottom, we actually end up creating lower volume. And so this was really one of the things that I noticed and that I called out in my group chat. And so we can see right down here, but here we can see the volume divergence that I was talking about. So we can see again, right there, those highs that are being created with that trend line, right? So price is getting higher, but the volume is getting weaker, right? Showing us signs of weakness within this, right? So showing signs of manipulation. And so after seeing the break, right, you're basically just looking for price to come back, and then you're looking for the next move lower, right? We ended up reading the situation perfectly, so we could see right away, we ended up having a beautiful reaction from that volume divergence zone, and good looks. As of now, we ended up hitting that first target, right? Like I was saying, we told the chat, well, after hitting the first target, right, where if you hit the volume divergence trade right here, right, you would have already been in profit about a 1 to 4 at this point, right? Or just if you caught the early entry, well then you're still in pretty good profit. You're in a 1 to 2 risk to reward, right? You just want to take some profit off the table as an intraday trader, right? What's more important than finding these good entries and finding all these tricks of the trade with the volume divergence and everything like that, right? When you're looking at these, right, the most important thing is when do you take profit, right? When do you protect your capital? When do you start to protect your money? And so that's the most important thing here, guys, right? So as of right now, the price action is looking really clean, right? We end up having, continuations to the downside right there. So, if we can see this continue to fall, well, great. But if not, pretty much, profit's already been taken off the table. And the next logical target would be to, see price get back into previous structure, which would be this low, right? Which would give the original trade a 1 to 3, right? But obviously, bigger picture wise, that liquidity, right? To just see this trend continue, right? So seeing the break and seeing the continuation, right? And obviously targeting that liquidity. It'd be about a 1 to 5 from the original entry, which was the early entry, and then from the sniper entry, which was the volume divergence, it'd be about a 1 to 10. So yeah, clean setups could play out, but this is pretty much a nice trade of this week. So just wanted to break this down for you guys on the YouTube, and hopefully you guys get some value from this. But yeah, guys, right, really when it comes down to it, right, even though we took that early entry, we saw the distribution happening as it was going on, right? So obviously this is a Wycoff distribution, right? Having our 3 drive push to the upside, right? Sometimes we don't get that UTAD, so I was okay with entering early at 9:30, and then after that we shake out some buyers, but that's why we have to keep our stop loss at that higher time frame zone, right? So we don't end up getting caught up in these lower time frame highs, right? We're just looking at our overall idea. So that's why we do this, guys, right? That's why we do things the way we do, right? Even if you take this entry, right, I still like to use that higher time frame stop loss, right? Because this is the one that actually saw the break in structure. So structure is the most important thing, guys. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoy the breakdown, and I'll see you guys on the next banger trade that we call out, week to week. So catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Yo, what is good, y'all? So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Super precise entry when it came to that BTC short. So if you guys want more trades like that one in the future, make sure you guys go ahead and check the description. You guys can pretty much get into our group chat and set up a one-on-one meeting with me to get you guys set up in learning this skill set, right, at the highest level possible. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love. Take it easy. Deuces.